in a very transitionary mode at the moment. As the world moves from sustainability as not being an area of focus at all, and in the world so far, growth and profit meant at the cost of environment and social exploitation. That was the whole definition of growth and profiteering. We're in a world today where we are, and companies are getting very, very aware and having conversations about sustainability. So it's an add-on to the business. If it's an add-on to the business, there will be an added cost. There is going to be a time when this becomes a part of the business that the cost will be normalized and it will not be an additional cost. So we're in a transitionary period where there are challenges to adopting sustainability, and we're also at a time where there are some businesses that are saying that we're sustainable businesses. In future, they would need to redefine themselves as to what their business is, and sustainability is a given, is something which is a common denominator. So this is a transitional time where this will happen. In addition to that, I think time has also come for us to start looking at total cost of products rather than just a cost of what we pay for it. So we were talking about beer earlier. So if you paid 60 rupees in Goa for a bottle of beer, that's not the true cost of the bottle of beer. The true cost is far greater. It will be somewhere in the region of 200 to 300 rupees for that beer, because there is a cost involved in cradle to cradle and bringing it back to its form again. There's a big cost involved with that, which we don't look at today. Same thing with bottles. I may pay $2 or $3 for a bottle of water, but the cost involved in being able to pick that back again, transport it, recycle it, bringing it back to the bottle form should also be cost of the bottle. Time is not too far where we in this world will start looking at total ownership, because someone has to pay for it. If China and India and other countries will not accept the garbage of the rest of the world, those countries will have to start dealing with them. As they start dealing with them, they'll realize that there's a higher cost associated to this, and that will then be integrated into the cost itself. As that gets integrated, it becomes easier for people in the sustainability space to have sustainable business models.
There is a classical definition of sustainability that a lot of people understand, that if you were to look at the entire planet, that would be the planet and its environment. So care for the environment or care for our planet, where the stakeholders are not just the people who live on this planet today, but also the unborn future generations. So caring for them and ensuring that what we leave behind is at least as valuable tomorrow when they are around as it is today.
My co-conspirator, Dean De Cruz. Dean is an iconic architect and has spent a lifetime practicing sustainability himself. And here was a man who inspired me to understand more about sustainability and to live that life. And he happened to have this amazing place, and we felt that this would be the right place for us to start this journey of building a center for sustainability. Because during this time, what we saw is that people in the sustainability space are very, very fragmented. They are isolated. They are doing things in this space regarding garbage, water, energy, from a position of passion, from a position of heart. But at some point, the support from parents or spouse or the society in general starts dying out. The reality starts creeping in, comparison to their peers, needs for money and material things start creeping in, and that's where we lose a lot of people in the sustainability space on a regular basis. And therefore, we felt the first thing to do was to build an ecosystem that nurtured talent and startups in the ecosystem of sustainability, to be here and who we can mentor, help, assist them to continue doing what they're doing. Also to fund them, find the right funding and support, build a market network and growth networks for them. And that's how this came about. The Center for Sustainability here to be a replicable model across the world. We think that the need for sustainability from an environmental and a social aspect is here and now, and one needs to be able to collaborate with the other, and we have to look at models that can spread like wildfire for us to be able to make an impact on this planet. Therefore, would like our model to be open sourced. It will be available to anybody once our prototype is ready in the coming year. It will be available for anybody in the world to learn from us, to take our contracts, to take our partnerships, and we'll support them in every single way possible to start one in Delhi or to start one in Barcelona. And they'd be able to plug into our online platform of Sensible.Earth, which will enable for those collective members also to be able to collaborate with other collective members and be able to have a platform to market their services and their goods. Because we think eventually sustainability, which today is a add-on to a business of any sort, we think that in time it will be central to any single business.
And in Goa, Sensible Earth is looking at trying to find solutions through innovative means, coming up with breakthroughs that can solve some of our problems. One way of doing that is we believe that we have subjects and subject matter experts. You can call them verticals. But often the answer doesn't lie in one vertical or the other. It lies in the interplay of these verticals, the spaces between the verticals, interdisciplinary. Therefore, in Sensible Earth, we got people from various disciplines coming, sharing, interacting with each other. And how can we be positive about things is also equally important. We don't want to be just doomsdayers. We want to be happy people coming with little solutions and hopefully some bigger solutions and some breakthroughs. But we want to do it in a very nice, positive, happy environment where people from different disciplines mingle together and come up with solutions. We must have an approach which is multi-stakeholder. We come positively with some solutions to the government, not trying to agitate and say solve this problem, but say this might be a solution. Why don't you have a look at it? And why don't we involve as many stakeholders in it, including the corporate world, including the government, including NGOs, including subject matter experts, including startups, including entrepreneurs, everybody. So I think if we do it in a multiple stakeholder manner, rather than competing with each other and putting barriers between each other, I feel that there are too many barriers. And even within the NGO world, people are competing rather than collaborating. So I think the key word for scale up is collaboration and a multiple stakeholder approach. And finally, we have to convince people that often the solutions make business sense. So it makes sense. It's not as if you take that path, it's going to be, at a huge cost. Trying to convince people about the value of this is also important, and that comes by having the right minds here. We're trying to get a group of people who have that capability to try and pitch the true value of something.